Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa October 27, 2020 edition ng The Stock Market Today. 59 days na lang, Pasko na. Ako po si Benji Chidoro. Samahan ninyo ako at sabay natin tignan ang pinaka-latest news sa inyong paboritong stocks. Ang Emperador, Now Corporation, Meralco, SM Prime Holdings, PXP Corporation at ang resulta ng trading sa PSE. Lahat ng yan dito lamang sa October 27, Tuesday edition ng The Stock Market Today. Bago po ang lahat, basahin po muna natin ang ating reminders at disclaimers. At habang binabasa po natin ito, kung first time niya po dito sa ating channel, ay nag-start po akong magbigay ng daily stock market report noong August. Inaanyayahan ko po kayo na mag-subscribe sa aking channel para palagi po tayong updated sa balita at impormasyon tungkol sa stock market at ang mga active stocks sa merkado. Ako po ay isang retired employee ng isa sa pinakamalaking bangko sa Pilipinas. Naging OFW din po ako nung ma-assign po akong maging compliance head ng aming branch sa Hong Kong. Mga 8 months din po akong namalagi sa ibang bansa. Pagkatapos mo noon ay nasign po ako sa biyaya ng Diyos na maging Chief Compliance Officer ng isang subsidiary ng bangko. And since early 2000 ay nag-start po akong mag-invest regularly sa UITFs at pagkatapos sa isa stocks. Salamat po at tignan po muna natin ang ating mga balita. Galing po sa Business World, Emperador posts record growth in Q3 on international sales. Liquor manufacturer Emperador Inc. posted double-digit bottom-line growth for the third quarter 2020 due to improved sales from its overseas operations. In a statement Monday, the Andrew L. Tan-led company said its net income during the July to September period stood at $2.5 billion, up by a record 26% from the same period a year ago. Year-to-date, its net income grew 11% to $5.9 billion owing to the robust sales of its brandy and whiskey products in international markets. Okay, our next news will be also from Business World. It's Now Corporation. Now Corporation raises capital stock to $1.86 billion for expenditures. Now Corporation is hiking its authorized capital stock to $1.86 billion to raise funds for capital expenditures. In a disclosure to the stock market on Monday, the company said its board of directors unanimously approved the increase in its authorized capital stock to $1.86 billion from $1.5 billion. The capital stock will comprise of 2.57 billion common shares with a par value of 70 each and 60 million redeemable, convertible, non-participating, and non-voting preferred shares with or without detachable warrants with a par value of 1 peso per share. The company said the increase in authorized capital stock will be for capital expenditures, working capital, and other general corporate uses, as well as additional investment in an affiliate. In an earlier disclosure, Now Corporation said it had partnered with Vietnam's Vitel Business Solutions Corp to offer information and communications technology products and services in the country. And there's another news from Business World. SM Prime's net income falls 48% in 9 months. Property developer SM Prime Holdings Inc. reported a consolidated net income of $14.4 billion in the 9 months to September, a 48% decrease from its $27.6 billion posting last year. In a press release on Monday, SM Prime said that its consolidated revenues fell 29% to $60.7 billion as its small business declined during the period. Its Philippine mall businesses logged in revenues of $18.3 billion, which is 57% lower than last year. Rental income of local malls was recorded at $16.8 billion, which is 52% lower from $42 billion in the previous year. Then, there's another one from Business World. Meralco's third quarter core profit down 16%. Meralco on Monday reported a core net income of 15.4 billion in the third quarter, down 16.3% from a year ago, but milder than the fall it posted in the second quarter this year when its customer base was under a strict lockdown. Total revenues between July and September reached 71.95 billion, lower by 5.5% compared with the same quarter last year. The utility giant's performance during the quarter brought its core net income in the 3 quarters to September to 15.73 billion, translating to a 15% year-on-year decline because of slump in revenues and electricity sales. So the pandemic had also brought down Meralco's revenues, similar to the other businesses such as BDO, Unibank, and SM Prime. And then finally, we have news from PXP. From the Manila Times, MVP wants to buy Malapaya shares. Tycoon Manuel Pangilinan has now joined the throng of top honchos who want a slice of the $4.5 billion Malapaya gas field project offshore Palawan. Pangilinan is interested in acquiring the 45% stake of Shell Filipinas Exploration BV in the Malapaya Deepwater Gas-to-Power project. Pangilinan, who is Meralco chairman, told reporters that they will make the formal offer to acquire Malapaya shares via PXP Energy Corp, a listed upstream oil and gas company. Pangilinan told reporters, assuming we're allowed by whoever owns the Malapaya eventually is to pipe the gas from Service Contract 72 to Malapaya facilities so they can process their gas. PXP Energy, through Forum Energy Limited, has a 70% participating interest in SC72. So those are the news for the day from Business World and the Manila Times. Now let's take a look at the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. The PSEI is at 6415.08. It lost 76.11 points or 1.17% lower than the previous close. However, there was net foreign buying at 103.54. If you'll see yesterday's close, the candlestick was a warning star, and this is a warning sign that the trend is about to reverse or probably consolidate. And today, the index ended up with a red candlestick. Let's take a look at the summary. 117 companies declined, 79 advanced, while 64 remained unchanged. Total volume was 6.49 billion, valued at 8.02 billion. There was net foreign buying at 103.54 million. If we'll take a look at the indices, all the indices reported a decline in the trades today. This was led by the holding companies, which lost 1.40%, and followed by the financials with 1.35%. However, the properties, which had a decline of 1.25%, registered a net foreign buying of 298 million. The all-share index also registered a 1.07% decline. Let's take a look at the most active stocks. We will be reviewing the following stocks: Converge, JFC, Dito, BTO, Merrimart, Now, Web, SSI, APVI, and Green. So let's take a look at the first stock, Converge. Okay, Converge declined today 1.30 points or 8.54%, an 8.54% decline. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. So it continued its decline from yesterday, and from the opening bell today, the stock plunged up to a low of 1320, and then it recovered and started to climb and consolidate until it ended with a closing price of 1392. However, there was net foreign buying today. Okay, let's take a look at the next, JFC. Okay, JFC. Let's move this back to 1 day. JFC registered also a decline of 3.2 points As I was saying earlier, in my stock review, I used the 20-day exponential moving average as my short-term indicator. This is represented by the orange line. The 50-day exponential moving average is my medium-term indicator, represented by the blue line, and the 100-day exponential moving average, represented by the black line. I also use the Relative Strength Index, or the RSI, and the Directional Movement Index from time to time as additional confirmation indicators. By the way, if you have a PSE stock in mind that you want it reviewed, please let me know by leaving a comment in the comment box, and I will do my best to do that review. Pero reminder lang po, walang sisihan, because my review on a stock is not always correct and accurate. Okay po? So let's take a look at Jollibee. Okay, Jollibee registered a decline, but it is near the support of 168, 169 level. And I see the stock moving sideways and consolidating, and it may just move within the 168 to the nearest resistance of 190, 191 in the following days, unless there is a catalyst that would move the price up. So the next stock that we'll take a look is Dito. It's the number 3 stock, most active. Si Dito, dahan-dahan lang to eh. Pero right now, nasa red candlestick siya. It had a red candlestick with net foreign selling. But in the next few days, I see the stock just moving within the 7 peso support, 7 peso resistance, and 590 to 6 peso support level, unless there is a catalyst that would move it upwards. Kasi ang target yata nila to put up their infrastructure is the first quarter of 2021, so that deadline is already nearing. Okay, and as you can see, our indicators are all still upwards. The 20-day EMA, the 50-day EMA, and the 100-day EMA. And the RSI is just above, it's almost 70, but that's fine because there is a trend upwards. If we take a look at the DMI, so it's at 68, meaning there is a definite trend going up. So it is just but natural for the RSI to be in the oversold side. After Dito, let's take a look at BDO. BDO had another red candlestick today. Actually, what it did was it filled up a gap between October 21 and October 22. There was a gap up here, and this was filled today by a solid red candlestick. BDO ended at 91.90, or 3.52% lower than the previous close. So it will retest the 90.70, 90.80 level as the nearest resistance, and it may just move. It may just move within the support of 90.80, and I see the nearest resistance at 100. And as you can see, BDO posted a lower income during the third quarter, but this is significantly higher than the second quarter. Okay, the next stock that we'll review will be Merrimart. Okay, Merrimart continued to move sideways, although there was a slight increase today, almost 1%, that's 0.88%. But there was net foreign buying at 571. I expect the stock just to move sideways within the support of 314 and a resistance of 3.6. Next is Now. Now also continues to move sideways and continues to consolidate. The box that I drew here, some would call it the Darvas box, which is, I expect the stock to move just within this range. A high of 550, which is my perceived resistance, and a low of 452, which is my perceived. So without a catalyst, Now would continue to move sideways. Then the next stock we will review will be Web. Web had an engulfing green candlestick, and it gained 13.08% today. It had net foreign buying of almost 12,000, just very small. However, it reached a high of near peak na pala ito 2.95 yung highest. Kaya lang konti yung trades, or relatively medium-sized yung trades dyan, with a volume of 6.54 million. Now, since the volume is not that significant, I expect the stock to just move sideways probably, or baka magkaroon ng profit taking tomorrow, since the volume is not that significant. There is a slightly above average volume, so two things may happen. Maaaring mag-profit taking yan, which means that the stock may open somewhere at 2.94 or 2.95 and probably move downwards and magkaroon ng profit taking. On the other hand, if there is enough volume, then the volume may push the price higher, in which case I see the nearest resistance at 3.25. Yun yung nearest resistance na nakikita ko. Or, kung kulang yun, then it might just consolidate. Pero malamang, my feel is that it may just have a profit-taking day tomorrow. Next is SSI. SSI had been long consolidating. And if you'll notice, the candlestick, the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA are just piercing through the candlestick. But today, there was a breakout. A breakout is a solid green candlestick, a long solid green candlestick with a surge in volume. Yun po ang characteristic ng isang breakout. And the closing price is the highest since January 9. More than 10 months. So this is definitely a breakout. Now, you can ride the breakout. Pwede pa kayong humabol because a breakout lasts between 2 to 3 days. And if there is enough volume, then the price may move higher and may retest the 137, 140 area. However, may I just caution you to have your cut loss ready, because we can never tell. The price may move, or the view may move against you, or the prices may move against you. SSI kasi are the luxury brands. No? Normally, nakikita natin sa mga home furnishing, accessories, luxury, ay mga brands tulad nila Hermes, Gucci, Salvatore, Ferragamo, Zara, yan. Yan yung SSI, mga luxury brands yan. Nakikita natin sa mga hotels and high-end sa mga malls na nakikita natin magaganda yung display nila. Yan si SSI. Okay, so next, let's take a look at APVI. Okay, APVI. Nag-move siya slowly upwards. Actually, I drew a channel here. The movement upwards started October 7. And right now, it gained 7.33%. And the nearest resistance is about the 14 peso level, while the nearest support is at 10.66. Now, since our indicators are under the candlestick, my take for the stock is that it may continue higher with a moderate volume, then it may continue higher. Within, it may retest the next level at 13.96 to 14 peso. To the 14 peso level. Then finally, we have green. Green also continues to move higher. If you will see our indicator, red candlestick na lang siya ngayon, pero the stock has consistently been moving upwards. So right now, it is below the short-term 20-day exponential moving average, and it fell by 0.11 points, or 4.47%. Now, it is within the support area of 230, but since it is still above the EMA 50 and EMA 100, it may just have a slight overshoot here and may probably bounce up. So if you see the formation of the candlestick, it had a low of 222, but the buyers pushed the price upwards to 235. It had a slight overshoot to the resistance level of 230 and it bounced up to 235. Yan po ang ating stock market report ngayon, Martes, October 27, 2020. Ito po si Benji Chidoro, laging nagpapaalala, ang investment in knowledge pays the best interest. See you again in the next episode at maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay. Maraming salamat po.